And now, ladies and gentlemen, the star of our show, direct from the bar,
PB.
What is going on out there, peeps? I know, I've been away for a little while, trying to iron out all this crap at the house. Look, again, I can't stress this enough, how grateful I am to everybody for helping me out. But, just getting the money was just part of the issue. Once I got the money, I had to convince them to put a delay on the auction. And this went all the way to the day of the auction, and I had not heard from them. So I called and bugged them. The people that were supposed to be the decision maker, I found out who they were. I found out the number to their office, called them. They were aware of my auction, but they said they were not the decision maker, which was crazy. They sent me back to the same people I was talking to earlier. I called them on the phone. We started talking. I said, look, man, you guys are stressing me out. Today's supposed to be the day of the auction. I just called the people responsible for the auction, and they're telling me you did not delay this. So I need to know what's going on. We explained to her once again the whole problem, how they messed up. They messed up. The lady put me on hold. I three-wayed in my real estate agent because she could explain it better than I did. As soon as the lady got on the phone, I introduced her to my real estate lady. She started explaining to her. She said, hold on. She goes, don't worry about it. She goes, we're gonna delay the auction. I was like, oh my gosh, talk about a weight off your shoulder. So it wasn't just making the money. It was, making sure that we get to them and then stop the auction. So, again, I'm grateful you guys. But once that was done, oh man, I needed a few days off just to have a mental break. You know what I mean? It's very, very stressful. But I'm so grateful. And I was just talking about how great my listeners were. You know what I mean? Even people that didn't have any money but were giving prayers. And I was just talking about how important that was because with those prayers is how it happened, man. And I'm really grateful for that. All right, come on, let's get back in Iraq, shall we? Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. Okay, this is from a couple days ago, but there has been a trend started. US dollar exchange rate declines in Baghdad, rises in Erbil. So this is what you want to see, the US dollar exchange rate declines. That means that the Iraqi dinar is gaining value against the US dollar. Now, it's very small amounts, but hey, look, as long as it's going in the right direction, that's what we want to hear. The exchange rate for the US dollar compared to the Iraqi dinar slightly declined in Wednesday. This is from Wednesday though, but I brought the article up just to make a point because people get confused about when they read the headlines. When the dinar depreciates against the US dollar or when the US dollar depreciates against the dinar, I keep telling you guys, we want to see the dollar depreciate against the dinar if you're looking to increase the value of the Iraqi dinar. IMF expects Iraq's economy to be the fourth largest amongst Arab countries. The IMF projected on Tuesday that Iraq will have the fourth largest economy among Arab countries by 2030. There's a lot of growth opportunity between now and 2030. That's why I'm grateful that we got the stocks like we did. So if they're projecting them to be the fourth largest economy, that means there's a lot of growth to happen between now and then. I'm very happy about their forecast. It looks really good and promising for people who have really invested into Iraq. According to the report released by the IMF, Saudi Arabia is expected to have the largest Arab economy with a GDP of 1.6 trillion, followed by the United Arab Emirates, 764.8 billion, followed by Egypt of 589.8 billion, says the news. Iraq is predicted to have a GDP of 345.9 billion, retaining the lead amongst Arab economies, mainly because of the energy and oil sector, as well as reconstruction and development initiatives. Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of job opportunities there for the Iraqi people. Algeria comes in fifth, so forth and so on, but you get the point. These are the types of articles I'm looking for when I want to feel really good about my purchases in the Iraqi stock exchange. And yes, it does help the Iraqi currency. It makes it stronger. A stronger currency means an increase in exchange rate. Iraq cooperates with Oliver Wyman to manage Development Road. This is how big this road is. Oh my God, it's like going all the way through Iraq here. From the ocean over here is at the Port of Fa, and then you have the railroad. Over here is the Blue Line, and then here is the road itself, the highway. Yeah, this is really opened up Iraq for some great business. The Prime Minister's advisor, Al-Saadi, confirmed on Friday that Iraq's government, in cooperation with U.S.-based Oliver Wyman, has developed a comprehensive plan to manage the finance Iraq's strategic project of the Development Road. In a statement to the state-run news, Al-Saadi said that the project is supported by a dual financing model that includes direct government funding along with foreign investment in its different stages. The Iraqi government aims to enhance financial prospects of the development road projects and attract significant international investment, according to Al-Asadi. Al-Asadi explained that the development road project is intended to attract a huge number of investors with possibilities of different specializations. So for those of us who have invested in the stock market, we're really going to have to keep an eye on which companies are involved in the development road project and then consider investing into them. The Iraqi official elaborated that the consultants have been employed to manage these investment opportunities, leveraging global technology, international skills, and an unusual approach that will bring a modern idea to investment management in Iraq's private sector. Oliver Wyman has built an extensive strategy to examine investment possibilities and present them to a structure that draws the attention of investors globally. Yeah, dump that money right into Iraq. That's what we want to hear. Through the extension of the road and railroad network, Iraq's $17 billion development road project will link the Pardafal in southern Iraq with the Turkish border. The development road includes a railway and transportation of commodities with a first phase capacity of 3.5 million tons and a second phase capacity of 7.5 million tons. Along with pipelines for energy transportation, the project will also feature a roadway for land transportation. The project is expected to attract international trade and provide numerous employment and investment possibilities for Iraq and in neighboring countries, as it serves a worldwide corridor for the transportation of commodities and energy. Since the development road would accomplish economic integration and sustainability between East and West, it is anticipated that the strategic project will promote economic growth and foster regional and worldwide cooperative connections. Looking good, Iraq. Sounds good. Hedging foreign reserves of the central bank. In line with the strategy and principle of disclosure and transparency on which the central bank is working in its internal and international banking transactions. The monetary policy indicators until the first half of 2025 show that foreign monetary reserves reached about $100 billion, and it covers the local exported currency, which amounts to 98.4 trillion dinars, which recorded a decrease of 3.8% compared to the same period of 2024, and that the decline of the local exported currency contributed to a decrease in the inflation rate to 0.8%, a decrease of 76% compared to 2024, and had a profound impact on maintaining the general level of prices. If you kind of remember back, I made all these videos trying to explain to people things we need to look for before the Iraqi dinar could increase in value. I said they have to maintain a very low inflation rate, which they're doing. They have to find a non-oil revenue, which they're doing. I said they had to have stability in the country, stability in politics. Al-Sudani has definitely made it real stable there in the country. He's managed to avoid a lot of conflict, thank goodness, but in politics, it's still a mess. Foreign reserves at the current rate are enough for 18 months to cover imports, in addition to the hedged reserves of gold, which is 167 tons, and it ranks 34th in the Arab world according to the World Gold Council. It forms an important part of Iraq's foreign reserves, and it's recorded a significant growth of 55% until the first half of 2025, reaching 22.8 trillion dinars compared to the value of 14.7 trillion dinars in the second half of 2024. Yeah, gold and silver has seen a heck of an increase, and then we've seen a correction in the market, so it dropped back in value just a little bit, but it already seems to be recovering. And that is safe investments of reserves contributed significantly to the growth of investment portfolios, accompanied by the growth of returns to investment portfolios at good rates. The gold and the foreign reserves are there to protect Iraq's exchange rate for its own currency. We emphasize here that the growth rates achieved in foreign reserves were consistent with the central bank's plan to enhance revenues and build capacities in the field of self-management and reserves, which enabled the establishment of international banking relations and the entry into agreements and memorandums of understanding with classified international banks, sober financial institutions, international financial organizations for finance and consulting, the Arab Monetary Fund, and international institutions concerned with investment management. It contributed to helping our banks to build international banking relations with correspondent banks in accordance with the central bank's plan to organize foreign trade financing and implement the Comprehensive Banking Reforms Program. So yes, while I was away, I was keeping track of everything, and I see there's a lot of talk about the deletion of the zeros that came up again. We don't need to rehash everything. Everybody has their own idea of what's going to happen. The increase in value, the increase in foreign reserves, huge development projects to bring a lot of jobs over into Iraq, stability in the exchange rate, and now we got elections coming up here. Well, I think it's this month, right? Is that right? No, November, next month. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be something for everybody to watch out for. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll catch you later. I'm out.